Right now at 6, a longtime restaurant on Route 66 in Afton, Oklahoma says it expects to reopen this week after a fire.
And we've got some isolated showers out there this morning, some patchy fog. Eventually we're going to clear out, then of course be well above normal. A look at your forecast coming up.
The government shutdown extends into a third week with no signs of progress on Capitol Hill to end the deadlock. I'm Erica Brown with more on the impact of the standoff.
Four states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Porter. It's Wednesday, October the 15th.
Yes.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. You know, like I said, the things that take place in like the 10 seconds we have before we start the show. Nothing bad. You know, we're adults. We're responsible people most of the time, all right? Most of the time. But, yeah, no, it's always a lot of fun. And folks at home, you probably pick up on that, at least from us. It's a lot of fun. And, by the way, those of you, again, who maybe haven't been with us, maybe been on vacation or just needed a break from everything, at least know he's leaving. And so we're very saddened about this, but at the same time, it's something that's beneficial for you.
Yes, just going closer to home, headed up north. Tomorrow, my last day. I can't believe it happened so fast, but it's been a blast. So thanks for tuning in and sticking with us.
Yeah, we're very sad to see Elise go, but of course, you know, and something I've talked about over the last few days, you know, folks like me, I'm from Joplin. I've been here. I don't have to go anywhere else, but a lot of folks in television, like Elise, this is not where they're from. They start here and they work very hard to get back home. So we're very excited for you to go back home, but very sad to see you go. And you are leaving on a note of very warm weather, though. So I mean, it's going to be a lot. It's going to probably feel like Arctic cold when you get up north there, but compared to down here, man, it's been pretty warm, and we are still warm, and we're going to stay that way for a few more days. Let's start with the live look outside downtown Pittsburgh. Looks pretty good so far. We do have some clouds, and again, I'm going to get the Skywatch Storm Tracker. 7th in range line looks good as well. MODOT camera, 20th in range line, looks good. So I want to show you the Skywatch Storm Tracker. First, just pointing out some things. This and this are not actual rain showers. That's radar glitch. It's actually coming out of some radar site in southwest Oklahoma. But what we do have that is real is this shower activity, and I'll get in even closer. It's really along and north of the 54 corridor. There's not much to it. We had a weak wave passing through. Didn't expect it to be able to do much, but it did generate these spotty showers, very isolated up there. But they should eventually start to die out in the next hour or so. And as you can see, they're not going to add up to much, but they are at least there. We also have some patchy fog this morning. So fog tracker is starting to get more data in from reporting stations. We talked about that too. The fog tracker relies on point data, so reporting stations. And so if you have a gap, which this is a great example, my drive from here to here ran into some patchy fog, but there's no reporting station here. And if the closest ones aren't reporting reduced visibilities, then the fog tracker has no data to put in here. They can't fill it in. It takes this data and then fills in those white or dark gray shades based on reporting station data. So we do have some patchy fog, as you can see now, throughout northeastern Oklahoma, but there is patchy fog outside of that as well. Now, once we get past any of these little light showers and fog, we're going to have sunny skies out there, and we'll, of course, be dry and well above average. Our temperatures this morning, some of us still a bit on the warm side. I mean, all of us are above average, but some of us are a little warmer. Iola, for example, the warm spot sitting at 67 right now. Got a whole string of 61s, Sedan, Jay, Grove, Anderson, and Cassville. Those are all the cooler locations. Most of us, of course, there you can see we're all sitting into the 60s. Kids heading out this morning, we should have clear skies. Again, a couple isolated showers north of 54 and some patchy fog. 65, 81 for lunch and recess, 84 as they head home. We'll go into the upper 60s near 70 by 9. Fog should start burning off by about that point. Low 80s by noon, low mid 80s for our highs, maybe some upper 80s in our southern counties. And we're still tracking the thunderstorms this weekend, and that, of course, will include shower and thunderstorm chances on this Saturday during Maple Leaf festivities. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. So, Joplin authorities make an arrest in a shooting incident from Monday night. The incident happened around 9:30 p.m. Officers responded to reports of gunshots at the Hillside Estates in Newton County. Authorities discovered there had been a disturbance between multiple people at one of the homes. According to the report, a man drew a handgun and fired several shots toward other people. The man ran to another home but surrendered 2 hours later to authorities. No one was injured. The suspect is being held at the Newton County Jail. A request for formal charges has been submitted to the Newton County prosecutor. And despite a fire Monday night, a longtime restaurant on Route 66 in Afton, Oklahoma, says it expects to reopen this week. Fire broke out around 9 p.m. at the Green Country Cafe on US 69, just off I-44. Afton Fire Chief Brad Jones says the fire started in the kitchen area, but smoke damaged the entire building. The restaurant had closed early Monday due to equipment problems with their grill. No one was injured. And an overturned semi creates a headache for travelers on Route H near Pineville yesterday. The big rig shut down traffic, as you can see from this picture, in both directions. It took some time, but crews finally got the rig and its trailer out of the road. And today marks 2 full weeks since the government shutdown began. Erica Brown has the latest from Capitol Hill.
I'm an air traffic controller here. Do you want to help aviation safety by ending the shutdown?
This member of the Air Traffic Controllers Union handed leaflets to travelers outside Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia, Tuesday to highlight the impact of the ongoing government shutdown.
The American worker that lives paycheck to paycheck, which is almost every air traffic controller, cannot last without pay.
In a social media post, the White House Office of Management and Budget said Tuesday that it is preparing to, quote, ride out the Democrats by continuing to pay troops and law enforcement and more reduction in force notices.
We are closing up Democrat programs that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
At a news conference, Democrats called the Trump administration's layoffs illegal.
Firing and threatening to fire federal employees is part of the Trump administration's campaign to inflict trauma on our federal workforce.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has warned this shutdown could be the longest in history as lawmakers remain deadlocked. But President Trump says his administration has identified funds to at least pay the military, a move some Democrats say is likely illegal.
My understanding of this is they have every right to move the funds around. If the Democrats want to go to court and challenge troops being paid, bring it.
The Senate is planning another vote Tuesday evening on funding the government, but there are no signs of any progress to end the stalemate. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced yesterday that U.S. Coast Guard personnel will also continue to receive paychecks despite the shutdown. The statement said the department worked out an innovative solution to pay members of the Coast Guard, but did not give more details. Now it's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News.
Helping children and teens through grief. I'm Cristian Benavides with how one nonprofit is helping young people through group and animal therapy.
Plus, new research reveals loneliness increases the risk of dying from cancer by 11%. And Chris returns with another look at your Wednesday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now 6:08. We'll be right back. Well, topping World Watch this morning, Hamas is facing new threats from Washington and Tel Aviv after turning over just 8 remains so far. Around 20 bodies of deceased hostages are believed to still be in Gaza. On social media, President Trump wrote, "The job is not done. The dead have not been returned as promised." The president also warns that Hamas could face consequences if it does not disarm. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
Just days into the historic Middle East peace deal, frustration is growing. Hamas has returned only a handful of remains of deceased hostages held in Gaza.
I want them back.
Tuesday, President Trump demanded that Hamas hand over the rest of the bodies, writing on social media, "The job is not done." The president also issued this threat after Hamas rejected calls to give up its weapons, a key term of phase 2 of the ceasefire deal.
If they don't disarm, we will disarm them. And it'll happen quickly and perhaps violently. But they will disarm.
In an exclusive CBS News interview, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the fragile agreement depends on Hamas keeping its word.
First, Hamas has to give up its arms. And second, you want to make sure that there are no weapons factories inside Gaza. There's no smuggling of weapons into Gaza. That's demilitarization. I hope we can do this peacefully.
Both Hamas and the Red Cross have warned that the destruction in Gaza has made it difficult to recover some of the bodies, and the process will take time. Israel had threatened to reduce the number of aid trucks allowed into Gaza after Hamas initially returned just 4 bodies. After Hamas handed over the remains of 4 more late Tuesday, Israeli news reported that the country has decided to reopen the Rafah crossing with Egypt to allow in more food and supplies. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Now, the Hostages and Missing Families Forum, a group representing the hostage families, called for the peace plan to be suspended until every deceased individual is returned, though one family member of a deceased hostage told Reuters that going back to war should not be an option. Well, still to come, Keanu Reeves trades his action hero roles for angel wings in the new film Good Fortune. Plus, Chris returns with another look at your forecast. Well, an unconventional angel is chosen to protect LA, and there's a big shakeup on Survivor. Gwen Baumgartner has your Eye on Entertainment report.
I'm an angel. See the wings?
Fans already view Keanu Reeves as an angel on Earth. Well, now he's actually cast as one, portraying Gabriel, wings and all, in the upcoming film Good Fortune.
Wait, you're telling me I have a budget guardian angel?
Kinda.
Gabriel is tasked with protecting people who text and drive, but soon things go awry. Good Fortune premieres in theaters this Friday. While promoting his latest film, Reeves was the latest actor to pay tribute to the late Academy Award winner Diane Keaton.
Wow, but such a unique, extraordinary artist and person. You know, I had the chance to work with her once and really cherish that experience, you know, getting the chance to work with her.
Actress Amanda Seyfried shared in those praises, working alongside Keaton in 2015.
I think she was just really outspoken, and I think it was kind of beautiful the way she saw the world, the way she talked about it, and the way she communicated through it.
Keaton died on Saturday at the age of 79. Tonight, Survivor castaways are pushed to their breaking point.
No, it's all good. It was going to happen.
The latest episode brings an unexpected shakeup and grueling challenges. Survivor airs tonight on CBS and Paramount Plus. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, let's take it over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got, again, some isolated showers north of the 54 corridor this morning. Otherwise, some patchy fog. We're going to clear out later. We're going to warm up again, and then we are still tracking thunderstorm chances late Friday into Saturday. We're going to break down those details for you in the full forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 6:18. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:20 now on this Wednesday morning. Start with the fog tracker. Now, this is an interesting one. Usually, when the fog tracker picks up the data and starts filling in the colors, we get that dark gray. Look at Iola, 0.3 of a mile of visibility, but the coloring hasn't filled in. I've not seen it do that before, and that could, maybe it's because it's a glitch. It's possible, but we do have patchy fog out there, and just be cautious on the 55. I bet I know what it might be. But still, patchy fog out there. We do have some showers in our northern counties, north of 54, so we want to make sure that you're aware of that as well. We had a weak wave pass through. Wasn't expected to generate too much in our area, but as you can see, it's flared up a few showers. Now that and this are not real, but these little showers, again, north of 54, are actually there. Not going to add up to much. Should be gone soon, but they are continuing to push east across the, again, northern half of our, northern quarter, really, of our area. After all of that, we're looking at clear skies through the afternoon, into the evening, and the overnight, and into our Thursday. Now, Future Track here thinks that we might start seeing clouds building in as early as noon tomorrow. I think we're going to be sunny most, we're going to have clear skies most of the day. It'll probably be much later in the evening that we'll start to see clouds gradually increasing across the area, and then we'll start going just mostly cloudy through our Friday. Now, There's, of course, there's the short-range feature track, which is one I usually show you in the mornings just to get you through the next couple of days. And we have the long-range one, which we'll break out on the mornings when we're expecting some kind of event later in the week that you need to know about. But it's interesting to see the two different points of data here. So the short-range feature track, which runs out of data Saturday morning at 1 a.m., shows our shower and thunderstorm chances, but shows them getting into our northwestern counties at the end of the data here at about 1 o'clock Saturday morning. The long-range one shows those same storms, but about 3 hours earlier, which I'll show you that one in just a moment. And we're going to talk about these storm chances because for Friday, late Friday into early Saturday, we do now have that level 1 out of 5 risk, which talked about yesterday. It's not a surprise that it's there. And that's the other part of this is I know we've put some emphasis on the storms this weekend. It is not because we're expecting a severe weather outbreak by any means. I mean, you can see right now our Friday risk is a 1 out of 5. It's there for strong to low-grade severe storms. Our bigger concern is simply with all of the folks that are going to be out, especially for Maple Leaf, between the parade and events on the square. You've just got to stay weather aware because we've had rain on Maple Leaf in the past. We don't typically have a severe threat associated with that rain, so that's why you just want to make sure you're paying very close attention to the weather on Saturday with the potential for some strong, again, to low-grade severe storms. So fog continues maybe through 9 at the latest. We'll go low 60s to start, upper 70s by 11. Our highs today, low to mid 80s, maybe some upper 80s in our southern counties with clear skies. Clear skies continue through the evening, down to the upper 60s by 10, upper 50s and low 60s overnight tonight. And this is what I'm talking about. So the future track here, the long-range one, we're stopping it first at 10 o'clock Friday night. And you see, it's the same shower and storm activity. It's just a few hours earlier. So we'll see exactly how it plays out. But by late Friday, we're looking at shower storms. They begin to increase in coverage the later we go into the evening and overnight. And these storms could be strong, possibly severe. And as we get around parade time Saturday morning, we have scattered showers and storms. And again, there's at least that possibility for some strong to low-grade severe storms. So that's why you want to make sure you're staying weather aware. Keep the KOM Skywatch weather app handy because it'll alert you when there's heavy rain or lightning in your area. And the big thing to remember for anybody going out this weekend, wherever you are, is when thunder roars, head indoors. Now by Saturday evening, still showers, storms. Some of those again could be strong, low-grade severe. The greater severe threat right now looks to be off to our east as we head later into the day on Saturday, which the Saturday severe weather outlook does also agree with that. Now it does still clip us, but yesterday it was a little further north and west. It's been pushed slightly southeast, so we'll still want to continue to monitor those storm chances Friday and Saturday. Outside of that, mid-80s through Friday, upper 70s Saturday, seasonably cool on Sunday, low 70s, bouncing around with our temperatures next week, a few more rain chances next Wednesday. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to toss it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, loneliness and social isolation could increase the risk of dying from cancer. A study published by the British Medical Journal found cancer patients who experience loneliness face an 11% greater risk of death. Now, it's believed the stress response of isolation can negatively impact the immune system. Loneliness is also associated with cognitive problems and sleep disorders. And working through grief is challenging, especially for young children and teens, but one group has found a way to bring comfort with the help of four-legged friends. Christian Benavides reports.
When Teray Smith died last November, his 7-year-old daughter Sage struggled with traditional therapy as she grieved her father's untimely death.
When he passed, it was a shock for everyone. It's like no closure because he was there, then he was gone.
Michelle Doss, Smith's mother and Sage's grandmother, who she lives with, came across the nonprofit Tomorrow's Rainbow, where group therapy for children is coupled with equine-assisted therapy, allowing children to interact with horses.
My favorite horse is Precious because every time I look at Precious, I see my dad in the eyes.
This therapy in Coconut Creek, Florida, has helped Sage and her cousin, Denham Doss, who are both the same age and have grown up together, grieve Smith's passing.
It helps me show my emotions.
My husband was killed instantly, and my son and I were both hospitalized.
Abby Mosher started Tomorrow's Rainbow after coping with her own personal tragedy.
It brings a real holistic approach so that the children can take their own personal grief journey.
The nonprofit offers the therapy at no cost to the family, and all the animals on the farm are rescues.
It is funded almost entirely through donations, so families do not face any obstacles as they seek treatment for their kids.
Imagine the financial barrier that would be if we had to charge families for that. Remove the social isolation, give children the opportunity to bring out what's going on inside of them, all those thoughts and worries, and realize that they're not alone.
The therapy has brought Smith's family one step closer to healing.
They open up about their grief. They get to open it up. They get to speak about their grief. It's hard to get them up for school, but when I say, okay, therapy, 8 o'clock, they're up.
Finding a path forward despite the tough road ahead. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Coconut Creek, Florida.
Well, tomorrow's Rainbow opened a second ranch in upstate South Carolina where they are also offering therapy to children and teens. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a local recycling service struggles to survive mounting losses.
And a few isolated showers in our northern counties this morning, some patchy fog as well, and then we are warm and sunny. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, eager PSU students pack the Overman Student Center for the Fall Career Fair.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News at 6:30. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday, October the 15th, halfway through the work week already, getting closer to the weekend. A lot of things going on this weekend, but we also have storms this weekend, which we'll talk about a little later. And in the meantime, we have some showers this morning. Okay. Not April showers by any means, but it's been really feeling like September, honestly. It still continues to do that. And eventually, toward the end of this month, it will stop. We just have to get there. Yes. And in the meantime, it's just warm. All right, let's take a look outside, shall we? Downtown Pittsburgh looks all right so far. Got some clouds out there. Our camera 7th and range line looking good as well, as is the MoDOT camera 20th and range line as folks get their day underway. Skywatch storm trackers. So here's where it gets a little interesting. This, roughly down below this line, none of these things that you're seeing on the radar here are actually real. None of that is just some radar data, some bad radar data that's coming in. But what is really there is what's up to the north here. Along and north of the 54 corridor, just some light showers. So we just had a weak wave pass through. It wasn't expected to do anything, but it has triggered a few isolated showers here and there. These are continuing to develop and just kind of redevelop with this wave. But as it pushes on out of here, these showers will begin to die off, and then we'll just start to clear out. We also have some fog. Okay, now the fog tracker's caught up. If you were with us just a few minutes ago, we had the reduced visibility signal in Iola, but the color wasn't there. There was no fog color at all. But now you can see visibility's dropped significantly in Iola to just about 0.3 of a mile. We have some patchy fog through southeast Kansas and into northeastern Oklahoma this morning as well. So again, just be cautious. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them, and just slow down. That's the big thing. All right, after we get past all of that, we have a pretty nice day, except for the temperatures being really warm. I personally, it's been a little too warm, but I do prefer the warm weather over the cold weather. But I also, there's benefits to the cold weather. Bugs, allergies, things like that start to go away. Just no cool weather today, just clear skies, sunny and warm. Temperatures this morning, a bit still warm. We've got low mid-60s down south, and then mid-60s up north. Iola is, ironically, the warm spot as well at 67. Cassville, the cool spot at 60 this morning. Kids heading out the door, again, some patchy fog, maybe an isolated shower north of 54, 65 for our temperature, 81 lunch and recess, 84 as they head home later today. We're going to be near 70 by 9. Fog should start burning off, low 80s by noon. Our highs today, low to mid 80s out there for us with those sunny skies. Now, as I mentioned, we're tracking the thunderstorms heading into this weekend. We're going to break down what you need to know in the full forecast. And of course, that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Elise.
All right. Thanks, Chris. We'll see you soon. Well, for more than 2 decades, the SEK Recycling Center has been helping Crawford County residents go a little greener. But now those running the nonprofit say it's at risk of closing as soon as by the end of the year. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on what community members should know.
The team at the Southeast Kansas Recycling Center are known for crushing materials, but now they're crunching numbers.
Supplies, overhead to run things, insurance, the cost of labor to run and operate a facility of this size have only increased, right? And so there's not been the ability for us to make those ends meet, so to speak.
Now this tunnel behind me is where community members can come and drop off their donations. But according to Southeast Kansas Recycling, for every car that goes through that tunnel, they're on average losing about $10.
It is incredibly difficult to run a full-fledged collection operation relying primarily on donations and the cost of the things that we sell that, as I said, have not been historically super high.
The recycling center serves primarily residents in Crawford County, but helps people from all across the 4 states avoid landfills. The center is mostly funded off community donations and from profits from selling recycled materials, but right now it's not sustainable. And if something doesn't change, they could close by the end of the year.
We have about 2 months worth of operating funds in our bank account right now.
The center is actively taking steps to try and sustain itself, meeting with a consultant to learn where to make cuts. It's why staff have extended hours and closed the reuse shop, which was losing money.
But even with those changes, we have not seen, and even the consultant had indicated that there will be some level of public support needed for this to work long term. As a nonprofit, that's going to be part of the operating procedure.
He says the best way to help the center stay open is to become a member and consider donating. If you can't contribute financially, volunteering also goes a long way.
If ever there was a time they wanted to get involved, to step up, to help out, now is the time to do so.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, the center is currently partnered with Crawford County to offer a hazardous household waste program, which helps support the site financially. Now, staff say they have also been speaking with the city of Pittsburgh about a possible recycling pickup service, which could offer the center more donations and financial stability. Well, some good news for the city of Pittsburgh. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment will provide $45 million to help fund improvements to the city's wastewater treatment facility. The funding will be used to build a new facility just north of the existing wastewater treatment plant. The new plant will treat just over 4 million gallons per day. The new treatment facility will serve the city as well as the Sugar Creek processing plant. And a group of people in Joplin have started a petition asking the city to change the way it deals with homelessness. The petition calls on the city council to end ticketing and arrest for nonviolent survival-related actions. The ticketing of a homeless person in front of the Minnehackney Center on Saturday sparked the petition. Kayla Head was ticketed for allegedly camping in front of the center. She tells KOAM she was waiting for the center to open.
Okay, so to redirect, the current stance on it, which is ticketing and stuff, to housing, mental health facilities, just resources that are available, to be available for the community instead of just punishing them, essentially.
And the Overman Student Center at PSU was filled with eager students yesterday looking for future career opportunities. Local businesses and organizations were on standby at this year's Fall Career Fair for students to get a glimpse into what the workforce would be like. Now it's a chance to create connections for the future. Now, a heartfelt event took place in Kansas City, Missouri, as residents organized Tucker's Parade to honor 3-year-old Tucker Langford, who has a rare condition known as butterfly skin. After leaving the hospital for hospice, the community rallied with police cruisers, fire trucks, and supportive signs. Tucker's condition causes extreme pain from missing skin on his body. A recent hospital visit revealed his body attacking his heart, leading to an enlarged heart with fluid. The community's love and support shown through the special parade. Excuse me. Well, Taco Tuesday took place over at Carthage Central Park yesterday evening. The Carthage, Missouri Chamber of Commerce hosted the event as part of this week's Maple Leaf Festival activities. The celebration featured a taco contest where local vendors competed for the best tacos in town, with award announcements and all proceeds supporting Carthage R9 scholarships. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A surprising survey reveals major gaps in Americans' estate planning. Plus, lithium batteries hidden in old gadgets create dangerous fires at recycling plants. We'll have the latest. Time now, 6:39. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Well, in Consumer Watch, Instagram has announced a new policy aimed at protecting kids online. Instagram's teen users will only see content on the app that's similar to what they might see while watching a film with a PG-13 rating. The site will hide or limit more mature or sensitive content for those under 18, like swear words, risky stunts, and accounts that routinely post adult content. Every teen account will automatically be opted in. And tossing out lithium batteries can be a real fire hazard, especially when they're hidden inside old gadgets like toys or laptops. A recycling plant in England is using artificial intelligence to stop the danger before it starts. AI-powered cameras scan electronic waste on conveyor belts, and when they spot a battery, a quick blast of air knocks it out of the pile. Engineers say the smart system can detect all kinds of batteries and even help recover valuable metals before they're lost to the landfill. The Social Security Administration is delaying its annual announcement of next year's cost of living adjustments, citing the ongoing federal government shutdown. The agency usually makes public the determinations when the September inflation data is announced, but that's also delayed. Both figures are now expected to be released on October 24th. However, the shutdown does not affect those who've applied for a federal income tax extension. Today is the last day for many of those Americans to file. Well, Ben's Original is voluntarily recalling some packages of its long grain white, whole grain brown, and long grain and wild ready rice because they could contain small stones. The company says the stones are naturally occurring in the rice field. According to an FDA notice, no illnesses have been reported, and the company is taking steps to remove the product from stores and contact customers. And tens of thousands of Kaiser Permanente nurses and healthcare workers have gone on strike in California, Hawaii, and Oregon, demanding better wages and staffing. The workers are requesting a 25% pay increase over 4 years. The company counteroffered at 21.5%. Kaiser says clinics and hospitals will remain open through some elective procedures may be rescheduled. The 5-day strike is expected to end this week. Well, Estate Planning Awareness Week is coming up next week. Time to create or review your plan and update key documents. But according to a recent study, only 24% of Americans have a will. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to help increase that number.
A recent Caring.com survey found that just 1 in 4 American adults has a will. And surprisingly, the so-called sandwich generation was the largest group without estate documents. While this kind of planning isn't fun, you need to overcome any anxieties associated with the emotional topic and take control. If you don't, the state where you live will determine who should get what, and a local probate court will use a preset formula to divvy up your property and assets. Most people need 3 documents: a will, a durable power of attorney, and a healthcare proxy. A will ensures that your assets are passed to your designated beneficiaries in accordance with your wishes. If you have minor children, you need to name a guardian for them. A healthcare proxy allows you to appoint someone to make healthcare decisions on your behalf if you lose the ability to do so. And a durable power of attorney allows you to appoint someone to act as your financial agent in a variety of circumstances, like withdrawing money from a bank, responding to a tax inquiry, or making a trade. If your circumstances are straightforward, you may be able to complete these documents online. Those with more complex situations, like a second marriage, family estrangement, a special needs family member, or significant assets, should use a qualified estate planning attorney in their state. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Well, some companies offer estate planning and legal services as part of their benefits package. And according to that survey, the main reason for putting off estate planning is good old procrastination. 43% of people said they just hadn't gotten around to it yet. That's a look at Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we got a nice sunrise out there for us this morning, and we've got some showers, got some patchy fog here and there, but then we'll clear out and warm up. We're going to have a complete look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now, 6:46. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. So ordinarily, we would celebrate birthdays and anniversaries right here. Unfortunately, a minor technical issue has caused us not to be able to generate all those wonderful photos and things that you send to us. So first, we deeply apologize for this because I know we make that call every morning for birthdays and anniversaries. We thoroughly do love them. But I know you folks at home also understand when technology doesn't always cooperate, you can only do so much. So what's going to happen is we're going to get this corrected. In fact, we're working on it, and we're going to have an even longer list of birthdays and anniversaries tomorrow. But it also means that those of you celebrating today will get to celebrate again tomorrow. And what's wrong? Nothing's wrong with a double birthday, right? Everybody likes to celebrate twice. Well, okay, the person doing the celebrating likes to celebrate twice, not necessarily the folks having to hold the celebration. But we will have our full list of birthdays and anniversaries once again tomorrow. And it will be glorious. And in the meantime, do not hesitate. I know this happens sometimes, and I know it's frustrating. You're waiting for that birthday, but still don't hesitate. Send them to that email address, birthdays with an S at KOAMnewsnow.com. Make sure you meet that deadline on the bottom of your screen, and we will get this corrected with our most sincere apologies again for that minor issue. In the meantime, we've got some weather to tell you about. First off, take a look. Iola and parts of Allen County here, we are down to 0 visibility. I mean, we're talking a big drop off. And that's just, again, that's that key of the rapidly changing visibilities as well. So if you're heading out on 54 between Fort Scott and Yates Center, do be cautious. We also have some patchy light fog, Sedan, and then back through northeastern Oklahoma and parts of Newton-McDonald counties as well on the Missouri side. So do be cautious, be smart, be safe out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker, these showers are really starting to fill in here. Now, again, this and all of this isn't actually there, but this activity is. And so, again, not expecting much from them, but we weren't expecting them at all. So we're going to have to kind of see what they do. The expectation is they should start to die out. We have this wave. It's passing by. Shouldn't have triggered showers. There wasn't really enough in the air to do that, but apparently the computers had it a little wrong, and there was just enough to get some isolated showers. But they should clear out before too much longer, which will leave us with clear skies throughout the day today and into the overnight hours and into our Wednesday and Thursday as well. Later on Thursday, a future track showing clouds a little earlier. It's a possibility. I think we're going to be sunny most of Thursday, and these clouds are actually going to be arriving later in the day Thursday, like late evening into the overnight hours. Now Friday, we're mostly cloudy through the majority of the day, but the short-range feature track is showing those showers and storms we talked about arriving right when it runs out of data, about 1 a.m. Saturday into our northwestern counties out here. And some of those, again, could be strong to low-grade severe. We do have that now level 1 out of 5 risk for, again, Friday night into early Saturday morning. So not a surprise that it's there. The primary concerns at this point are with damaging wind gusts and the potential for large hail. In all honesty, again, looking at some of the latest data, damaging winds looks to be the biggest concern. Like of all the hazards, that's the one that we're going to be looking at the most. And so I also want to take you very quickly, so I'm going to press a couple of buttons here and get us to the right spot, to the long range future track. So it shows those same storms by 10 o'clock Friday night. Instead of early Saturday morning, we get to 10 p.m. on Friday, and there they are. Same storms that we just saw just a few hours earlier. And honestly, I think right now this is the more likely scenario, is they'll get in here very late Friday, and they'll continue to spread across the region, increasing in coverage, and we'll have these shower and thunderstorm opportunities throughout the day Saturday, including through the Maple Leaf Parade and through the festivities following the parade into the evening hours. And some of these could be strong to low-grade severe as well. There's a greater severe concern to our east, which you can see highlighted for Saturday. It does still include parts of our area. Yesterday, though, it cut through almost right over Carthage, back up into St. Clair County. It's still pretty close. That's why we want to continue to monitor it. And again, we're not expecting a significant severe weather outbreak heading into Maple Leaf. It's just Maple Leaf, it's a lot of folks outside, and it's rare that we have an opportunity for severe weather on Maple Leaf. So that's why we just want to stay weather aware and pay close attention to this over the next few days. Another look at your forecast and your wake-up recap here in just a moment. And when we switch to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., 20 Israeli hostages spend their first night home in 2 years, but 20 families still wait for closure. That and more at 7 a.m.
This is your wake-up recap for October 15th. The top stories to start your day. Joplin police arrested a man after a shooting at Hillside Estates Monday night after firing multiple shots during a disturbance. The suspect fled but surrendered 2 hours later. No injuries were reported. He remains in jail as prosecutors review charges. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And again, a few isolated showers out there in our northern counties, some patchy fog. All that will eventually clear out, leaving us sunny and well above average again, mid-80s out there. As we head into the evening, clear skies will continue and will be cooler tonight like we were last night for some of us. Upper 50s, some low 60s out there with clear skies. Now again, we're watching the thunderstorms from late Friday into Saturday, and some of those could be strong to severe. And as I said, I just want to again emphasize that we're not expecting a severe weather outbreak. The only reason we're putting so much focus on it is, again, just with Maple Leaf. We're talking 50,000 people in Carthage outside on a day where we could get some stronger storms. So we just want to make sure everyone's staying weather aware.
Absolutely. And coming up today at noon, we're making stovetop roast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Tony DeCopel talks exclusively with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Maria Franklin and Rick Stewart join us in the studio to talk about the Jeep Creep Music Fest.
Plus, 33 states now have gas under $3 a gallon, but 20,000 oil workers lose their jobs. That's going to wrap it up for us for now. We're going to be back here, Elisa's last time, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.